Hi, this is Billie Beene here with another episode of Weather Plus by Billie. Today's date, November 16, 2022. New. This is my third YouTube channel. I have a subscribe button in the lower right corner of my screen. Thanks for like, subscribe, and share. And also I'm on Rumble, so thanks for subscribing on Rumble too. This is episode 19, Winter, Texas, ice and snow by Thanksgiving, uh, and other areas, New York and the Great Lakes, in the next 5 to 7 days. Who is telling us on the mainstream media? I don't see it, and I don't see it across of the reports I'm looking at on the internet. Wow. Okay, U.S. hospitals in prep for Ebola plus. So let's get started. Some of my sources are God in the Bible, Patriot subscribers, direct weather, Ryan Hall, y'all. Excuse me. Dr. William Mount, Joshua Phillips with Crossroad and Epoch Times, European CDC, Yahoo News, Dutchsinse. Okay. I have some Patriot subscribers, and they're talking about President Trump's announcement on 11/15. He's going to be running in 2024. Too little, too late. 2020 and 2022. Stolen. Nothing is getting done. Another Patriot subscriber. 2024 is irrelevant. Yeah, so that's going on. So we have another Patriot subscriber. Yeah, 2024, too late. And also talking about 330 million population does not include the non-American citizens that are here in the millions. And this Patriot subscriber says, you're right. We are ready. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I have Dr. J Campbell. He's a nursing prof in England, talking about, he's been doing a lot of investigative work regarding the C virus that we first saw in 2020. And on October 31, he was bringing out this information that was put forth by the United States Senate. Corona was most likely made in a lab. Yep. I brought that out too in 2020, as did multiple other sources. So yeah. Okay. Epoch Times is talking about, yeah, I'll get to that a little bit later. I'm going to begin by covering the weather. So we have this going on. And some of it's natural and some of it's geoengineered. So here is the U.S. And my sources for this are Ryan Hall, y'all, Direct Weather, Mike Morales, and Dr. William Mount. Okay. So in the Southwest, we can expect a freeze. And Ryan Hall, y'all, brought this out. This is in the next 5 to 7 days that this is likely to happen, and today is November the 16th. So by Thanksgiving, so that 16-day forecast by Mike Morales was right on target. So, and today when I was looking at several sites on the internet, I was wondering, where are these temperatures coming from? And then I noticed it said a 10-day forecast, but this is based on historical records, not the actual weather conditions. Why are you even putting that out? Okay. So Ryan Hall, y'all, is saying in the Great Lakes in the next 5 to 7 days, and also in New York, 5 to 6 feet of snow. And this cold front is going to go all the way down to Texas to the coastline. I live on the Texas coast. So that's happening. It's good to stock up on things. I've been trying to do that for the past few days. So, yeah, when this further report came out, yeah, I want to get that out so we can all go out and stock up and get our cars gassed up and get some cash. Okay, so Joshua Phillip with Epoch Times on October 20 came out with this, that a primate lab was being built in Florida. Now, I had done previous videos about monkeys coming from Mauritius, a small island nation on the other side of Africa, away from the U.S., where they have monkey labs. And and this is 2022, November, like in January, December, they brought over 100 monkeys from Mauritius. They landed at JFK, New York. They went to Pennsylvania, and the people accompanying them were health department people from, I think, Pennsylvania. And the people picking up the monkeys in New York had come all the way from Florida, because there's lots. My research reveals there are at least maybe as many as 15 primate labs in Florida. So this was going to be a new one. So at any rate, they went to Pennsylvania. They had a car accident. And a woman approached one of the cages. There was 100 cages strewn across the highway. And the head, or one of the top people with the Pennsylvania Department of Health that was following the monkeys, jumped out of his car. Get away, don't touch, don't touch. Well, she did, and she became ill, and we don't know what happened to that woman. So that was in January, December, and then they took the monkeys on down to Florida to a lab. So Joshua Phillip with the Epoch Times Crossroads is bringing this out. They're opening a new one. It was in Levy County, and it's going to be for macaque monkeys, to raise monkeys, and they sell for $18,000 each, and it's going to be in Florida. Okay, Dr. William Mount is bringing this out because we do expect a very cold winter. Steve Quayle had brought this out, a 1 in a 500-year winter. And then Mike from around the world is regularly on Pastor Paul Begley's Thursday night program. We believe works for the NSA and knows stuff. He knew about Ian for sure. Said that the temperatures in Texas were going to be twice as cold this winter as they were in 2021, which would take us down to about 0. And the same would be true on a global and for the U.S. Very cold winter. Now, Dr. William Mount is bringing this out, that China and Germany are opening and their coal plants. They had closed them all to be green. But now that their energy is cut off, their natural gas from Russia, yeah, they're scrambling because they don't want their people to rise up against them this winter when they are freezing to death. Okay, Dutchsinse brought this out this morning, that here's Ukraine, the Netherlands, also called Holland, Belgium. Underneath a nuclear power plant, 5 kilometers down, there was a small earthquake this morning, 2.5. Now, Dutch is bringing this out, that it has been determined that any type of power plant, just ordinarily through its operation, produces an electrical current that can then generate a small earthquake. I did not know that. So we have that going on. Okay, Ebola is a hemorrhagic fever. You catch it, Incubation time is 21 days, but a normal time for symptoms to show up is 10 to 12 days. So far, they're running a death rate of about 40%. And if you're in this category, then you'll likely die within 10 days. So, and you are to avoid direct contact with people who have the symptoms. It's in a lab, it would be a level 4. You want to have even, if you're working with it, a separate oxygen mask. Now, Ebola is passed through direct contact, so that would be a level 2 or 3 PPE, the protective equipment. So it doesn't require a separate oxygen container because it's not classified as airborne. Okay. So now, about 1 month ago, Pfizer came out and said, we have 100,000 pharma for the arm in our freezers. And then that went away. You never saw another thing about that. And so I'm wondering if that was not a premature, because what was coming out was there was no vaccine, no treatment for it about a month ago. And then Pfizer suddenly comes out with that. Was that like the mainstream media in Australia who 1 hour before President Kennedy was assassinated reported that the U.S. president had been assassinated? Or was it like the mainstream media in England who reported that Building 7 behind the trade towers had gone down 15 minutes before it was scheduled to come down? And the mainstream media in the U.S. on 9/11 had to call the mainstream media in England and say, wait, it's not gone down yet. I submit the Pfizer announcement about having 100,000 pharma for the arm for the Ebola Sudan strain. This is a certain strain that's become contagious, and an outbreak is occurring in Uganda. Certain strain. And Pfizer said a month ago, oh, we have 100,000 doses of it in our freezers. So maybe this was made in a lab too. So now what we have going on with Ebola, and the reason I'm bringing information out about Ebola, because I think WHO and the UN and all these deep state agencies want to try and get something going again about it. All right. So currently in Uganda, the outbreak began in September. This is November. Currently, they have 136 cases. 53 have passed. That's a death rate of 39%. And they have about 4,000 contacts. Now, the WHO and the UN is coming out with this mandate they say now that they have several pharma for the arm types to try, and they're going to use what's called a ring method, and they're going to give the pharma for the arm to all the people who have it, all their contacts, and all the other contacts. So I think when they're said and done, it'll be about 40,000 people. Now, in the U.S., we have 13 special pathogen hospitals who have been directed by the U.S. government to gear up for Ebola. So, that came out 11/7. Okay, it's good to remember God is in charge and He is on the move. I love you, and I'll see you soon.